Climate change is defined as a change in the statistical distribution of weather patterns that persist through time. Biological processes, variations in solar energy received by Earth, plate tectonics, and volcanic eruptions can all contribute to climate change. Human activities contribute to climate change by altering the quantity of greenhouse gases, aerosols, and cloudiness in the Earth's atmosphere. The burning of fossil fuels, which emits carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, is the largest known contributor. It's critical that people understand this because it leads to more extreme weather. Climate change is a severe threat not only to the people and planet, but also to the global economy. This issue necessitates public-private sector partnership to shift the way we create commodities to alternate techniques that ensure and propel long-term economic prosperity.
Climate change is one of the biggest challenges to economic stability since it has such a negative impact on the environment and people. Heat waves makes us less able to work and lower productivity. Millions of people are displaced by hurricanes, cyclones, and typhoons, which ravage their villages and leave them utter destitution, reduce harvest, adding to the difficulty of feeding the world's growing population, which is estimated to reach 10 billion by 2050. World Population Prospects in 2019, United Nations Organization Climate Change, according to the World Bank, will push 100 million more people into poverty by 2030 if nothing is done.
The Swiss Institute warns that if global temperatures rise by 3.2 degrees Celsius, climate change might wipe off about 18% of global GDP by 2050. Forecasts based on current temperature trends and the Paris Agreement's net zero emissions targets not being met. If temperatures rise by 3.2 degrees Celsius in the most extreme scenario, this figure could reach up to 18% of global GDP by mid-century. Swiss Re cautions that climate change is a systemic danger that must be addressed immediately.
According to new research, climate change might cost the world economy 10% of its overall economic value by 2050. The Swiss Re Institute's report, The Economics of Climate Change, No Action, Not an Option, stated that the climate change damage prediction was based on temperature increases continuing on their current path and the Paris Agreement and net zero emission targets not being realized. To preserve a livable climate, greenhouse gas emissions must be reduced to net zero by 2050. Bold, fast, and wide-ranging actions need to be taken by governments and businesses. But the transition to a low-carbon world also requires the participation of citizens, especially in advanced economies. Every one of us can help limit global warming and take care of our planet. By making choices that have less harmful effects on the environment, we can be part of the solution and influence change.
Coal, oil, and gas still provide a significant portion of our electricity and heat. Airplanes and automobiles are likewise primarily powered by fossil fuels. Use less electricity at home, switch to a wind or a solar energy provider. Avoid long-haul flights and drive less to lessen your carbon footprint. Food production, processing, transportation, consumption, and disposal all contribute to the generation of greenhouse gases. Buy local and seasonal food, eat more plant-based meals, use up what you have, and compost any leftover to lessen your carbon footprint.